Recently, I heard about some organization that came out with the 2021 World Happiness Report. I had never heard of the World Happiness Report before, but I wanted to check it to see whether they reported whether the world was happy or not. And it turns out it's a thing that they do every year. It has something to do with the Gallup organization, and they do some survey of all the countries of the world. And this year it had to do a lot with COVID. And so I was interested to see what was the happiest country in the world. And you would never guess. The happiest country in the world, apparently, is Finland. So I said, Finland? Who's ever even been to Finland? But anyway, it turns out that like the first 10 countries are all countries that are really up north and very cold. Finland, Iceland, Denmark, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, and Norway are the top 8. And they're all countries that are up in the north pretty much, and cold, and rainy, and snowy. And they're all very secular too. There's not much religion in any of those countries. Pretty interesting. The United States, by the way, was number 14 in happiest countries of the world. And you might predict some of the ones on the bottom. Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Afghanistan, of course, and Haiti, of course. They're always racing for the bottom. But it made me think, what kind of criteria do they really use? It's something imposed from outside. And what does it really tell you about what happiness is? You know, they measure things like gross domestic product and life expectancy and freedom from tyranny and oppression. But you know, I've noticed in my experience that even people that live in the poorest places are often a lot happier than people who are in very wealthy neighborhoods. And people who have it all seem to have a lot more problems. They have more psychological problems. They may have more money to resolve some of those problems, but they are always worried about protecting their wealth, and they're always worried about people encroaching on them. Whereas people in poorer situations are more carefree in general. Makes you think, what does your happiness really depend on? Is it where you live? Is it how much you have? Is it just about your health or COVID? Or is it about something deeper and much more spiritual? Is it about knowing that you're loved by God and doing your best to love God in return? Is it about having a clear conscience where you're at peace with God and others and you don't have anything that's still on your conscience? I think real happiness comes there, on the inside of a person, and not so much the exterior factors. Isn't that the case? If you like this video, make sure you like it down below, and then share it with your family and friends. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.